Right, I'm here with Sam. There's a frustrating 1-0 defeat away at High Flying Southall this afternoon. What are your initial thoughts on the game, mate?
I think we're a bit unlucky to come away with no points at all. I thought, I said to the boys afterwards, I think a draw would have been a fair result. But just one little lapse of concentration cost us the game, essentially. Their keeper obviously pulled off a save that he doesn't know much about, obviously from point blank range as well. I thought we would have been going in at 1-0. But yeah, listen, it was disappointing to come away with a loss. It just shows really the fine margins. But again, I'm still proud of the boys, obviously, what we've done now against the top sides. It would have been a shame, as I say, to come away with nothing, and that's what's happened.
Yeah, it's frustrating because, as you say, we've put in some really good performances against the sides that are challenging for either automatic promotion or for the playoffs. Today, we dug in a little bit. I mean, they had a lot of pressure at times.
Yeah.
But defensively, we looked really solid. You had to make a couple of changes today with Tariq and Sam coming in.
Yeah. So obviously Tariq covering Tance from his sending off last week, and unfortunately O'Shane picked up a late injury, so it meant it was a debut for Sam on loan from Sutton, and to be honest, a young lad, obviously debut at men's football. I thought he had a good game, to be fair.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, for me, his handling was decent. He's made one very good stop during midway through the second half.
Yeah.
His kicking was good, and often what you find with a young goalkeeper, communication can be a little bit iffy, but his chat was really good.
Yeah, and I think it's important when you've got some senior players in front of. We sort of had that conversation with him, and obviously James Dillon obviously down here helping him out as well, which was good to see and have him in and around it. And yeah, as far as debuts go, it's pretty good from him, and I say unlucky not to have the clean sheet.
You mentioned that their keeper made one really good save in the first half, but other than that, we didn't test him an awful lot.
Second half. Second half,
Save
Bender's one.
second.
Yeah.
Other than that, we had, I think Ash had a shot that looked for all the world as if it was going in.
It's
and
pretty
then just
close.
Dipped or curled away right at the last minute.
Yeah.
But the work rate and the effort was there again from the boys. Ollie and AJ on the flanks both looked very lively.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a big plus.
Yeah, it's a plus, and St Ollie's not had that much football as much as he probably wanted, whether it's been injuries or selections at previous places. So he's obviously got to ramp up a little bit, and I'm sure that will come. And a couple of decisions maybe that he could have made, he probably looks back and thinks he could do something better. And the same with AJ. I think there was at times, not just on them boys, at times probably decision making was a little bit off on that final third. But we did have chances. They probably had a lot of the ball, but we're kind of used to that, to playing without it, and we still end up with sort of more chances than the other team. It might have been that they may have edged it today on that front, but I say for me it was close enough to say, we could have come away with something.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think the one frustrating one, and it's a bit of a weird one to be frustrated about, Matty Feedy Hill rounds the keeper, gets taken down, but he's back up really quickly. Do you think the ref was a little bit quick to blow up there?
It's really difficult, obviously, in the spur of the moment. Listen, and I think everyone would know I'm not going to be there to support referees that often, but I've got to say he's got to make a decision.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, if Matty gets up and he takes the shot, he probably doesn't actually send him off.
Yeah.
So the referees had to make that decision. I think they managed to get at least one back on the line, maybe two. So he probably had still a lot to do, and I think the referee made the right decision at that point. And it's unlucky for Matty. I think the boys were wondering, could you stay on your feet? Again, you're going to be caught in two minds at that point as well. So I think he got the right decision, and we just obviously didn't make it count at that point.
In fairness, I think he was clipped quite heavily. Yeah. So the fact that he went down was no surprise. I'll be honest, I was a little surprised when he sent him off. Because I thought Matt was going away from goal a little bit, and as you said, there were a couple of players coming back on the line. So, but you're damned if you do, damned if you don't in that situation.
Listen, it's unlucky, but again, I think if it had happened the other end to us, I think they'd be asking for the red as well. So it's unfortunate. Listen, they got the job done, and for us, we'd obviously, like I said, didn't make it count.
Okay, next week we now have Ascot.
Yeah.
3 points ahead of us.
Yeah.
We've got a game in hand.
Yeah.
Huge game.
Yeah, massive game. Every game at the moment is, I think, until you can breathe a little bit easier. But listen, we're at home. It was a good game actually last time. A really contested game, obviously at their place. And it is just going to be right now these sort of games about momentum and who wants it that little bit more.
Injury-wise, Charlie came off today. Was that tactical? I know he took a bit of a knock in the first half.
He was struggling with a bit of a tight calf, managed to get him through, and he was able to start. But then I think you could see it was starting to go. He wasn't moving as freely, but he did obviously take a kick on the knee as well early on, so that hindered him. Max has been a little bit tight. Obviously, he's working in a different position, but that was probably more tactical. Max keeps himself in the right way, so it should be okay. But Conan's back in training. But he's still some way off. Rooney got taken out by the referee. I said I was going to be nice to ref, so I'm going to leave it at that. But yeah, that's probably just the impact. I'm sure he'll be alright. I'm sure it's not the first time he's had a potential black eye.
Yeah, I mean, dare we say, Rooney's change of pace to get him to the ball, just caught the ref out.
Yeah, it really did.
Across him.
Yeah.
Elbows up.
It's crazy, but it's one of them freak accidents at that point. But yeah, other than that, we should be okay. Obviously, we'll monitor O'Shane as well.
Yeah, and we got obviously today. You brought the two youngsters on near the end. They looked sharp. I thought Matty looked sharper than he had done for last couple of times that he's played for us.
Yeah.
Noah flitted about a little bit. Didn't really get too much of the ball, but again looked quite bright.
I trust both of them. Whether it's for 5 minutes or 90 minutes, I trust both of them. That's why they're in the squad, and there's probably going to be a couple of extra opportunities right now, just with personnel that's have been and gone. So I'll probably give them a little extra opportunity, and I trust them both.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, mate, and safe journey home.
Cheers, mate.